Hello and welcome. My name is Jocelyn. This is my channel, and today we are doing my first update in my 18 in 2018 project pan. If you missed part 1 where I introduce all of these products and show you where I started and talk about what my goal is for each of these products for the entire year, then I will link that in the cards and put it down below so that you can watch that first if you'd like. If this is your first video and you just have no interest in watching that video, then let me explain real fast. So I chose 18 products for the year of 2018 to either use up or hit pan on or expand the pan on. So I'll talk about each of those goals when I go through each of these products. And without further ado, let's get started. So I have 3 foundations in this project. The first 2 are actually the same type of foundation, and this is the Clinique Even Better Skin Foundation. I have one in the shade Alabaster and one in the shade Neutral. Alabaster I've been using this winter, and I keep thinking I'm almost out of it, and then I keep knocking a little bit more. I want to say I probably have 1 or 2 more uses at the most. I want to say 3. Definitely by the time I film my next update, this will be done. The next one I have in the shade Neutral. This is much darker, so like for example this shade, there's also a number on here, is shade 1. Neutral is shade 5. So I'm not going to be able to start using this until further into summer when I've got a little bit of a tan going on. I did use this one quite a bit already. I mean, I would estimate that I probably have from here down, which still will last me quite a while. For some reason this foundation just lasts forever. So I haven't used this at all yet, but I am almost finished with the other one. The next foundation I have is this Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation, and I have mine in the shade 2.5. I also have not used this yet because it oxidizes on my skin and is just too dark for me right now. So I've been focusing on that other one, and I am almost finished with it, but I have not used those other 2. So no progress here, but we'll get much better progress in the summer months. Next, I have a concealer. This is the NARS Vanilla Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I've actually been using this quite a bit during the week. Compared to last time, I have got a significant dip. I had hardly used this at all, and I know I've got to be close to hitting pan on this. Last time, I want to say there was barely any dip, and now I've got like a crater in here. So as you can see, this is kind of what it looks like. It's got to be real close to the end. I use this sometimes under my eyes and then also to conceal blemishes around my face. It's alright, but again, I won't repurchase because NARS recently went non-cruelty free. Next, I have 2 more concealers. These are 2 of the Tarte Shape Tape concealers, one in the shade Light, one in the shade Fair Beige. As you can see, there's a lot of scrapes in these. That is because I was finding it hard to use them like this. So what I did is I took 2 of the Sephora sample containers that I had emptied out, and I scooped out any of the concealer that I was able to and put them into here. I think it's going to be a lot easier to use these up. So when these are done, I'm definitely going to consider these done, which I mean they really are. If you can see, there's like, I did pretty good about scraping out as much as I could. My next product is a setting powder, and I actually finished this pretty soon after I filmed my intro, and this is the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil. This was, I think, a deluxe sample size. There was 2 grams, 0.07 ounces, so really not that much in here, but I mean enough that I thought it was gonna last longer, and then it didn't, so I finished 1 product up so far. Next, I have a primer. This is the Pores No More Pore Refining Primer by Dr. Brandt, and I finished this up maybe a month ago, so it only took me a couple months to finish this up, and I finished 2 products up now. The next product is another primer. This is the Porefessional by Benefit. It's a pretty standard staple product in a lot of people's collections. This is just a little sample size of it, and I think I only got maybe 1 or 2 more uses out of this also, so that's gonna be 2 products down, but it's not yet. I'm still using this. So this is, I think, product number 9. So next I have a bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Just recently started using this. I love the way it smells. I think I'm gonna like it a little bit more when summer comes around. I do think I've gotten a little bit of progress on this. I don't know if you'll be able to really see the dip right here, but there is a dip right in this center part that I've been focusing on. I definitely think it's going to take me the majority of the summer to finally hit pan on this, but I guess we'll see. Maybe by the next update there will be pan on this. Ooh, so for all of the products that I've talked about thus far, my goal with them is to use them up. This is the first product that my goal is to hit pan on. Next, I have another product from NARS actually, and this is the Laguna Bronzer and Orgasm Blush blush duo, and I am very happy to say that I used up the entire bronzer in here. I did have some side pan in there when I did my intro, but I used it up completely, which is why I was able to move on to the Physicians bronzer. I have been working on this blush. I am a little bit worried about hitting pan on this. Well, actually my goal with this is to use it up if I can. So I'm hoping that when summer comes around, I'll use this more frequently. It just screams summer and spring to me a little bit more than it screams winter. So hopefully I will be able to be successful in that, but I will do my best. So I've kind of used up half of this because I counted this as one thing. Next, I have another blush, and this is a blush by Tarte in the shade Savored, and I have made some really great progress in this. I've almost got side pan right here. There's a little teeny tiny sliver of product right there. My goal with this, if I can, is to use it up, at the very least expand the pan, which I've kind of already done. So I'm kind of transforming my goal with this to use up, which I think I might be able to do. I've really expanded the pan quite a bit, so I'm hoping that that won't be too challenging. And I've also worn away quite a bit of the imprint around the pan, which I think is going to make it go a lot faster. So very excited about that. Next, I have a highlight. This is another product that I haven't been able to use yet. This is the Becca Opal highlight. I mean, I've maybe used it like once, maybe twice. I just find that it's a little bit too dark for my liking this time of year. So I'm expecting to get a lot more use out of it this summer when I get a little bit darker, and even this fall. So no progress here, nothing to update. Next, I have a lip gloss, and I actually got a little bit more progress on this than I initially thought I was going to. I'm not a huge fan of lip gloss, and I'm finding that I don't absolutely love this particular lip gloss, but it's in my project pan. I'm going to use it up, and I don't hate it. So as you can see, this top line is where I started, and this bottom line is where I'm at now. I've used this a handful of times, not too often, but often enough, obviously, to make some progress. So my goal with this is to use this up this year. So hopefully I'll be able to. I do find that this has some chunky glitters in there, which I'm not absolutely ecstatic about. So there's the progress on this one. So next, I have two masks. These are products 15 and 16. These are both by Peter Thomas Roth. Let's start there. But this one in particular is the Cucumber Gel Mask. It is an extreme detoxifying hydrator, and it's obviously a bright green color, and it's kind of hard to tell, but this is where I started, and it doesn't really look like I've made any progress. I think I've used this twice, maybe 3 times, but the reason for that is I was focusing on the other mask in my collection, and the goal with these two is to use them up. So I've only used that 2 or 3 times, and that's because I used this one up completely, and this is the Irish Moor Mud Purifying Black Mask. So this was a black charcoal mask that I used. I started the project right here, this purple line right there, and used it up. I think I used it up last week, and so then I used that green mask after that, and then I'd used it 1 or 2 times before that, so I'm very excited that I've used this product up. I've got a lot of masks in my collection. I really love using masks, so it feels good to kind of get use and full use out of some of them. Next, I had a little perfume sample. It is the Gucci Bamboo perfume, and this has been used up. My goal this year, I think, is to actually use up all of my perfume samples that I have that are this size. They're not the full size. They're not like little tiny samplers, but they're like little mini versions of the big sizes. So I used this up. This is done and gone with. And finally, probably the most exciting product, my Naked 2 palette. So originally I had pan in one shade. That was the shade Tease. So I had a little bit of pan there, but I didn't have pan in anything else. My goal with this palette was to hit pan in a total of 6 shades. So Tease is obviously one of those shades, and then 5 additional shades. And drum roll, please. Boom! This is my progress. Look at all of that pan. So I have pan in the shade Busted, in the shade Suspect, in the shade Tease, Booty Call, and Foxy, I think that's called. Yeah, Foxy. So I have got some major pan in here. I've also got significant dips in the shades YDK. I've also been working on the shade Chopper, this shade right here. And then when summer comes around, I'm expecting to get a lot more use out of Half Baked, that shade right there. I use the shade tease quite a bit for a transition shade. I've been using Booty Call a lot as a highlight, so an inner corner highlight, and then also a highlight for my brow bone. This shade right here, Foxy, I've been using to set my eyes quite a bit, almost every day actually. Suspect I've been using as an all over lid shade, and then this shade over here, the shade Busted, I've been using to deepen the outer V, the outer crease quite a bit, and I've been focusing my brush right in that area so I was able to hit pan. I'm extremely happy about all of the pan I've hit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's already 5 shades. So I mean, based on my original goal, I only need to hit pan on 1 more shadow. But I mean, I might, depending on how things go, I might alter my goal for this palette. My goal might change to be hitting pan on more shades or using up. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have any problem using up the shade Foxy and then, you know, expanding the pan in a few of these others. But I am extremely excited about the progress in this particular product. Let's kind of do a wrap up. So I have hit my goal on 4.5 products. That half product comes from this NARS Duo because I've used up half of it, but not the other half, and I counted this as 1 product. By the time the next update comes up, I think I will have been able to use up the other Clinique foundation, these 2 Tarte concealers, the Benefit Professional, the other mask, and then also I want to say I'll be able to hit the rest of my goals for the Naked 2 palette. And at that point, I'll probably adjust my goals for that. What that means is I'll be at least halfway done with the total goal of the year and using up the total of those products, which makes sense because some of these products, like the bronzers and the blushes and the lip gloss, those are gonna take more time, which I expected, and I still feel really confident and really enthusiastic about these products that I've chosen and also my progress. So yep, that is my update to my 18 in 2018 project pan. If you have any projects going on, please let me know down in the comments below because I would love to check them out. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I think that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.